Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rishikesh Nalavade, Assistant Professor IIBM. Once again, I welcome all the students for the foundation course of Basics of Statistics. We were seeing numbers, the fundamentals of quantitative techniques basically starts with numbers. So, in last couple of sessions, we have seen what exactly numbers are, what are the different types of numbers, what are the different operators which we actually manipulate these numbers with. Like we have seen different kinds of operators as in square roots, cube roots, that is exponents, power, different kinds of functions, that is addition, multiplication, division, subtraction with respect to these exponents or maybe power. Then we were seeing the large numbers. So basically we were talking about when a particular company or industry is been said that it is a $1 billion company, or it is been said that it is a multimillionaire company. So like this, when we say this, what exactly these numbers are. Again, this is fundamental, but some of you may not be aware of. So let us try to see exactly what these numbers are. In the last session, we have also seen the smallest number and largest number. So I will briefly summarize this smallest number and largest number. If I have something like this as my number, then in short form, with the help of power, that is 10 raised to n, how we can represent this particular large number or maybe small number, that we will briefly see again. So if this is my number, which is stating that we have two periods or two commas, so which says that this number is in million. So now how I can represent this number with the help of power is wherever I want to place dot in. So right now when we have this kind of a number, it represents that my dot or my point is this one. So if I want to represent this number with the help of a short notation, then if I want to place my point here, then these are the two dots wherein I would like to count the digits. Then I can represent this number as 13.85 into 10 raised to, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this number can be represented in the short form as 13.85 into 10 raised to 6. So this power is basically a positive power. So this largest number we can represent with the help of this notation. Let us take an example of smallest number. Suppose this kind of a number I have, which is 0.00075. Now I want to represent this number again with the help of 10 raised to power, that is 10 raised to n. Then what I can do is, if I want to place my point here in between 7 and 5, so these are my 2 points. I have to count the numbers in between these 2 points. So I can represent this number as 7.5 into 10 raised to 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 raised to minus 4. So this is how I can represent 0.00075 as 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 4. So now this is the simple example which I am stating. Many times we will come across these kinds of number like 10 raised to 16 or maybe 10 raised to minus 14 or something like this. As again this number will have similar kind of a notation. Based on the number, what we are supposed to do is wherever we want to place a dot, we have to place that dot and represent that number 13.85 into the major, that is count the number of digits in between these 2 points, and this is how we can represent our smallest or maybe small number or maybe large number. So, in relation with this, let us understand the day-to-day terminologies which we use, that is millions, billions and trillions. So, let us start with a single number which we call this as 1. So, this is my 1. I will go on add 0 to this number. So, this will become my 10. This will be 100. This will be 1000. This will be obviously 10,000. So, I added one more 0 to 10,000. This has become 100,000, or we also call it as 1 lakh. This has become, what exactly we do is we basically group these 3 digits starting from this side, and once we have 3 digits we can place comma, or maybe we call it as a period. So, this is my first period. After 3 digits, this is my second period, wherein for this particular number initial we had 3 digits, but later on we had only 3 digits. We cannot place comma before the number because there are no other digits other than this particular 1. So, once we have these 2 periods or 2 commas, then we call this number as millions. So, this is my 1 million. So, let me write on this side. So, this is my 1, this has become 10, this is 100, this is 1000, this is my 10,000, this is my 100,000, this is my 1 million. As we can see in this particular number, we have 2 commas, or we can call it as 2 periods. When this particular, any particular number has 2 periods, we can call this number as, this number is in millions. So, right now this number is 1 million. Now, with this particular, if we add one more 0 to 1 million, then it will become, so now this is the, these are the 3 digits, then these are the second 3 digits. So, we have 2 commas in the number is in millions, but how many millions? So, this is 10 million. Now, we will add one more 0 to 10 million. So again this number has two commas, so number is in millions, but how many millions? 100 millions. Now we will add one more 0 to 100 million. So let's place commas here. Now this number has 3 periods or 3 commas, which we can say that this number is in billion. So when we have 3 commas in a number, we can say that this number is in billions. Now how many billion? 1 billion. Right now this number is 1 billion. Now let us add one more 0 to 1 billion. Let me write aesthetically. So let us place commas again. Now this we have added one more 0. Now this number has become, as this number has 3 commas, number is in billions. How many billion? 10 billion. So this number is 10 billion. Let us add one more 0 to 10 billion. It will become 100 billion. These three. So this number became 100 billion. Now let us add one more 0. Let us place commas. So now this particular number has 4 periods. Now this number is in trillions. So as we have 4 periods, this number has become trillion. So as we can see in this particular number, we have 4 groups of 3 digits. So we have 4 periods or 4 commas. So number is in trillions. How many trillion? 1 trillion. Then we may have, if we add one more 0 to 1 trillion, it will become 10 trillion. Then it will become, and as we go on adding the 0, we will have the other numbers. So how we can identify whether number is in millions, billions or trillions? Basically what we can do is, we have to group these digits starting from this side, that is end, and we have to come back to the initial digit of the number, and as we go along this, we have to form 3 digits together and place comma. So like this, based on how many periods or commas in the number, we can say that this number is in whether millions or billions or trillions. So this number is 1 million, then 2 commas in the number 10 million. Again here also we have 2 commas 100 million. Now in this case we have 3 groups of 3 digits. So it states that this number is in billions because we have 3 commas or 3 periods in the number, and this number became 1 billion. Same thing happened until we have trillion. Trillion will have 4 commas or 4 periods. So this is how we can identify whether the number is in billions, millions or trillions based on placing comma in bit by making the groups of 3 digits of a particular number. Now, how to read this number? Let us understand, let us take some examples so that you will be very clear with how to read a particular number, maybe which is in million or billion or trillion, or also how to particular write number based on wordings. So first let us take this particular example wherein we find that this number has 2 periods or 2 commas. So number is in millions. Now how many million? So number is 13 million. Then 875,000. So as we can see now, so this number can be put it in wordings or maybe can be pronounced as 13,875,000. So this is how we can do this particular or read this particular number. Let us take another example. If suppose I have this kind of a number, so I have added few digits. Now let us group them based on 3 count. This is my first, this is my second, and this is my third. I cannot place comma here because we don't have any further number. So now what we can say is this particular number, this particular large number has 3 periods or 3 commas, which states that the number is in billions. Now how many billion? So first, second, third comma, what is left? This is left. So this number can be read as 113 billions. Or we also can read this number as 113, how many? 3 commas, so number is in billions. So 113 billion. 875 is how much? We have 2 commas after that, so number is in million. If we don't have this particular number, then we would have called this number as 875 million, so this is how we can read this particular number as 113 billion 875 million. So now let me tell you a trick so that how we can easily understand a particular number. So let me write these as numbers. So what we can understand is we have to start understanding this number by placing first of all commas or periods in the number. Then we have to start reading this number maybe in backward sense, wherein we find that this number is in this direction we can read, or also we can read in this direction. But while writing, basically we can start saying or start putting it in words as 113 billions 875 millions 500,000. So basically what we can say is, let me first write sorry. So this number as like 113 billion because we have 3 commas, 875 million because we have 2 commas after that, and 500,000. So in backward sense, what I was trying to convey you is, when we try to read this number, we have 500,000, we have 875 million. So this is 875 million 500,000, and this is 113 billion. So while understanding a particular number, what we can do is, if you are finding difficulty in going in this direction, you can come to this number in reverse direction also. So like this number is 500,000, this number is 875 million 500,000, and this number is 113 billion 875 million 500,000. So in this way also you can read a particular number. So I will give you one more example. Suppose I have this kind of a number, so let me write in this manner. So if I want to read this particular number, then what I am supposed to do is, I will start dividing these digits into 3. So now I can see that I have 4 commas or 4 periods. Now this number is in trillions. So now how many trillion? So this number is 9 trillion. So this is 9 trillion and 875. How many periods we have? 2. So 9 trillion 875 million 500. So this is how we can read this particular number. So this number itself suggests that how many commas we have. Based on that we can read a particular number. Now we will see the wordings and then we will try to put it in symbols. So this 23 billion $500 million, if this number is in wordings like this, now we have to get this number in the form of symbols. So how to do that? So billion, obviously billion will have 3 commas, so 23. So this will automatically give me this kind of a number, wherein now I know that this number is 23 billion, which has 3 periods or 3 commas, but now I have 500 million. So million 2 commas. So this is my million. How many million? 500 million. So this 0 will be replaced as 5. Now I can read this as 500 million and I can read this as 23 billion because we have 3 periods in the number. So this number has become 23 billion 500 million. Okay. Now let me add something else also in this. Suppose this is my number 23 billion 500 million 40,000. Now this will become 40,000. So instead of doing this, let us try to see. So first of all I will write 40,000. So this is my 40,000. 500 million, million has 2 commas. So if I want to place one more comma, I need to have 0 here. So now I can place second comma here. So now I have 2 commas. My number is 500 million. So this will give me 500. So this is 500 million 40,000. Now what is this? 23 billion. So this I can place comma here. Now it has become 23 billion. So now I can read this number as 23 billion 500 million 40,000. If I write as 140,000, so this will become 140,000. So which will replace me this 0 as 1. So now this, if we check this number will be 140,000 500 million and 23 billion. So this is how we can read a particular number and maybe convert the wordings into this particular symbols or this particular numbers. So this is basically million, billion or trillion. So now with this we are actually at the end of our first module, which is of numbers in basics of statistics. We have learnt the fundamentals of numbers, different types of numbers, then different operators of numbers. We have seen large numbers, we have also seen the small number, wherein how we represent the large number or how we represent that small number with the help of power, which is 10 raised to n. It can be minus, it can be plus. So let us try to see some of the examples which will actually clear some of your doubts. So we will have more interactive sessions. You can ask any particular question, or if you have any doubts you can put it on chat box. Also you can if you have some other queries also, you can post it on academics@iibm.com. So let us go ahead and let us try to see and solve some of the basic problems. In actual business scenario, you will not be requiring what are the different types of numbers, but you will be basically required how to square, how to take its cube or how to take its cube root. Even though we have sophisticated calculation techniques, maybe with the help of Excel, maybe you will have calculator, maybe you will have different kinds of instruments through which you can do the calculations, but first of all you need to understand what exactly this fundamental concept is, so that even if you don't have any calculator or even if you don't have any particular instrument, then also you will understand the concept, you will understand the fundamental behind it, and you will be able to easily understand what that number is trying to talk to you. Let us see some of the examples. So the first operator basically we can say is square. What we do in square is basically multiply a particular number, that is a particular power. If let us say I have 2 cube, what we do is 2 times 2 times 2. So 3 times we have to multiply a particular number, then you will get the square or maybe cube or whatever power it has. So if I want to calculate 25 square, it will automatically become 25 into 25. Same thing will happen with cube, same thing will happen with raised to power as 4 or 5. Now let us take this example, 20 by 3. So what is actually its value? So if we try to get the value, .6, again you will get remainder as 6 times 3 will become 18. So 20 minus 18, you will have remainder of 2. Again you will get the number 20. Again you will multiply by 6. Again you will get the remainder as 20. So it will go on. So this particular kind of a number, what we call this particular kind of a number, basically what this number is, 20 by 3 is a rational number, because this number is in the form of a by b, given that b is not equal to 0 and this particular 6 is getting repeated n number of times, that is infinite times. It will never stop, it will go on. So this particular number is called as, this rational number is called as, or this particular number is called as non-terminating and recurring type, because 6 digit is recurring many times. So this number is also can be represented as 6.66 bar. So this bar, or maybe we can place bar here also. So this is basically indicating that this 6 digit is occurring multiple times. So we also, if we want to place or if we want to represent this number in only 4 decimal places, then we also say this number as 6.6667, or maybe this particular 4 digit we also can say this as 7, because if we want to take only 4 decimal places, this will become 7. Now how this becomes 7? If you are able to recall, you must have learnt this in school. So if my number, next number is more than 5, then I have to add 1 to this particular number, and I can represent this number as 6.667. If my number, next number is less than 6, then I can ignore that number. So let's say, if suppose I have something this kind of a number, or let's say this, which is the 5th digit is less than 5, then I can ignore this and I can represent this number in 4 decimal places as 6.6666. But if my 5th digit is more than 5, in this case this is the 5th digit, if my 5th digit is more than 5, then I can add 1 more digit and I can represent this number as something like this, okay, which is 6.6667. So 20 by 3 is my rational number, which is non-terminating and which is recurring. Now if suppose I have this particular number and I have to represent this number in a full form, then how I can represent? What will be the answer for this? So this I have as minus 5 power. Where is my dot right now? Let us try to write this number. So right now I have dot here, that is 100.0 into 10 raised to minus 5. So I have to find I have to place a particular my point in such a way that I will get 5 digits. So this number is 0.00100. So this is the number which is represented as 100 into 10 raised to minus 5. This also number can be represented as 1 into, if I want to place dot here, this will become 3, count will become 3. So this 1 into 10 raised to minus 3, or this and this is exact same, which is showing that my dot is here, that is 100.0 into 10 raised to minus 5, or 1.0 into 10 raised to minus 3, which is exactly showing this number as 0.00100. So this is my number. So this is my actual number, but this number can be represented with the help of 100 into 10 raised to minus 5 or 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. Sometimes we need a particular number, maybe in 100, particular representation should be 100. So 100 into whatever this. So in, let's say, doing calculations or finding out certain, maybe doing calculations in terms of balance sheet or in terms of particular representation of a particular sales figure. So in those cases we need to have a particular number. Maybe it can be in 100, it can be in 1000. So like this, we can have a particular number, and in terms of this number only we will vary our power, so that we can represent that particular sales of a particular year, or maybe sales of a particular month, or maybe sales of a particular quarter. So like this also number can be represented. So with this I would like to conclude this particular chapter of numbers. If you have any again queries, I would like to again say you the same thing, that you can post it on academics@iibm.com, or you can place right now in chat box. I'll try to address all your queries. I'll try to resolve all your queries, and thank you so much for attending this Basics of Statistics Foundation course. Thank you.